And we're recording. We are live. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can kick off this training. I know everyone's dying to hear how it is you could become an Emerald coach. Rank advance to Emerald, the first big rank advancement in the business in literally a day. Because it's that simple. I know when you come into the business, you are, bombarded with all this information, all this excitement, all the feelings. You're thrown into probably 50 million groups that you feel like. You've got so many things coming at you. And then you hear about these goals that you're supposed to hit. One of them being Emerald, right? You might be hearing Success Club thrown around and Emerald thrown around. And you're like, oh gosh, I gotta learn it all before I could take that step in the business. Well, I'm here to tell you, no, it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, making the decision to advance your business to Emerald is declaring that you are in business, that you have started your business, because it is the foundational piece to getting your business running. So we're gonna talk more about that, but before we do, let me share a little bit about myself, because I know I have a lot of faces on here that have never met me. A lot of you guys, by the way, if you're in the chat, if you're from Diesel Core, my team, my personally sponsored team, blow up the chat, Diesel Core. But I know I have many Diesel Nation coaches in here, which Diesel Nation is my upline family. So Christina, Becky, I mean, I've got so many coaches that fall under that umbrella that are on here tonight. So I want to welcome you and introduce myself, Monica Lopez. I'll give you a fun little background story on how I got started. Christina Delgado is my coach and mentor. And in our past life, we call it all the time our past life, when I was a paralegal and she was an attorney at a prestigious law firm here in South Florida, she was my boss. She was my boss. We didn't initially first work together as a team. They had me paired up with another attorney when Beachbody started to come to life for me, and she started introducing me to it. But then later on we got paired up, and it's funny because we left that office together and ended up going full force on this dream of Beachbody as a team. So we've been a team for years now, years upon years. But I can tell you that for me, it started out probably like many of you guys here. I was just like, at first, I was just going to Christina because I had just had my second child, my son Jackson, and I was just like struggling. 5 watered down versions of myself, going to work every day. I never had the option of staying home with my kids on maternity leave because we could never afford it. I was 3 C-sections, so after my C-section scars would heal, boom, I was right back to catching that train to downtown, making that trek in my high heels to the office and living that cubicle life. And I remember seeing Christina, who had actually given birth a couple of months before me, I think about a good 4 months before me. She had her son, DJ, and she was coming into the office postpartum, like the weight was dropping. She had an extra pep in her step. She was like glowing and all these things, like, so uppity. And here it was, guys, like dragging like a zombie, just lost, feeling lethargic, feeling like there wasn't enough of me to give. And I had this infant at home and this other child, and so did she. And I was like, what is she doing that I'm not doing? Well, like organically happens here. I remember that day that I went to her office, like I dramatically opened the door. I'm like, all right, okay, what is it that you're doing? And there she introduced me to Beachbody, Shakeology, and all this stuff. And I'll tell you that I resisted. I resisted for a very long time. I thought that I could go get burned DVDs and get results because I was like, oh, she told me the secret, so I'll just go burn some DVDs. It didn't work because I didn't make an investment in myself. And then when I came back to her and she's like, well, you got to incorporate Shakeology. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I eat my food. I don't want to drink my food. I was the worst critic. I was the hardest person to get started. It took her a good 7 months. But even when I did start, and then she started saying to me, so when are you going to join my team? When are you going to join? And I keep hearing this word team. And I'm like, woman, I bought the workout from you. I bought the shake. What more do you want from me? What team are you talking about? And it was coaching that she was talking about. And at the time, it took me even longer to wrap my mind around coaching. I'm like, look, I just am this mom that wants to lose weight. But again, like also organically happens, is that people started noticing my face, just like I noticed Christina's. Guys, I do have somebody that's unmuted, so it causes feedback on my end. So make sure to mute yourself so as we go through this call, and at the end, we can unmute to answer any questions. But yeah, please do that for me so that I don't have to, yeah, okay, I got it. Actually worked on my end. Okay, so when people started asking me, and another little background is that our family business preschools. So I'd go to pick up my kids from the preschools, and I would have the moms there asking me like, Monica, how are you losing the weight so fast? How's it, and then I was sharing about Beachbody. And that's when I became a coach. And I share this with you guys because then she started talking about rank advancements. She started talking about building of the business. And again, hard-headed Monica. Tonight, I'm going to give you all the reasons not to be like Monica. There's a lot of reasons to be like Monica. There's a lot of reasons not to be like Monica. I'm hoping tonight that I could help shorten the learning curve for you, right? Because you don't really have to do this big old giant learning curve. If you just listen to words of wisdom that for people that have already walked the path that you want to walk, I'm giving it straight to you. I did not listen when she talked to me about setting goals. I did not listen when she talked to me about building a team. At the time, I just thought, okay, some people are interested, sell. People are interested, sell. And that's how I was. And I was just getting commission-based business, which is fantastic. It helped with gas. It helped with, target runs and stuff like that. But I wasn't seeing the big picture. And I also wasn't open to hearing about it until I was. And I'll tell you that it's because I started to see the potential, and I started to dig my heels into it and started to listen a little bit more, and I did rank advance myself to Emerald. And then again, once you're at Emerald and you see the numbers, and we're going to go over this stuff tonight, you see the numbers, you see the income potential, you're like, wow, okay, if I could do that, imagine if I continue to build my team, what that could look like. And I got my wheels in motion. Well, here's the ending to a very funny story, is that as soon as I got my wheels in motion, as soon as Monica started picking up with the business, she started seeing it. She wasn't being stubborn. She was listening to Christina, doing all the things. Monica gets pregnant with her third child. Sometimes Beachbody programs work a little too well because I ended up getting pregnant with my third baby, which is a complete surprise. And I still kept up my business. I didn't go full force like I was because pregnancy brain and all that kind of stuff. But I did. I was on this postpartum journey, and I worked it to the fullest potential. And I will tell you guys that because of Beachbody, my daughter Mia's, after her birth, I was able to take those 3 months off of maternity leave for the very first time. After having 3 kids, it was the third baby, thanks to Beachbody, that I was able to stay home with her. However, when she was born with a medical condition that we found out about 3 or 4 weeks after she was born. She had what's called a hemangioma. It's a tumor. And my daughter's tumor was actually growing on the inside of her body, where mostly like 80-90% of these tumors grow on the outside, and you're able to track them. And usually they don't do any harm. They just grow and they have to just go away on their own. Not my daughter's. It was growing on the inside and behind an eye, and long story short, she was at the risk of going blind. They wouldn't do surgery on her because they knew that they'd nick her and for sure she'd be blind. And they gave me this experimental treatment for 6 months to cure my daughter. Today she's good. But it was then, guys, it was then that I looked at Beachbody. And now you're talking, now put together a woman that saw the big picture, understood the potential, but then had that fire lit on her ass as a mom. Like that mama bear, like, I never want to feel like this again. I never want to have to talk to my kid's doctor from my phone again, from my cubicle, because I had to go back to work. And her treatment took 6 months long. And I was getting that pressure that I needed to go back. And so that's when I really grabbed a hold of everything and took off in the business. But it all started at the foundational piece. And I share all this with you guys because I don't know where you're at right now. But the fact that you're on this call with me tonight tells me that you do want this business, that you want to figure it out, that you see the big picture, you see the potential, and you're ready to run with it, and you want direction on how to do that or what the first piece to the puzzle is. And it's right here with Emerald, all right? So let's talk about some things first. Let's clear some things up before we get into the actual content of the call. Number one, Emerald, it's a decision. It takes a decision. It's not like, I gotta learn this, I gotta figure this. No, it's like, okay, I need to open the doors to my business. Next step, Emerald. It's a decision. I'm making it happen, right? Number two, it takes immediate action. So again, what you learned tonight, and I'm gonna give you literally homework at the end of this, okay? So stick around for the end because you're gonna wanna hear the homework. It's taking actionable steps towards completing your homework and crushing the goal, okay? So decision, action, and lastly, It does not take perfection. So know that you don't need to know it all. Know that you don't have to, think that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes along the way. And that's the way it's supposed to be. This is a business. Network marketing is a beautiful business where you're able to earn as you grow into it. It really is, right? If you started a regular business, I mean, you trip up, you got a lot of money on the line. With network marketing, it's like, okay, as I make the steps, as I am making money and earning, I'm growing into the next level and the next level and the next level. And that's a beautiful thing. But what happens oftentimes is that people come in and they're paralyzed, right? And when you become paralyzed and you couple that with the fact that, let's be real, we did not invest a lot of money to start this business, right? It's such an easy way to walk away and be like, okay, I'm paralyzed and I didn't invest money, so peace out. And that's what happens a lot of times, right? But if you make a decision, take action, understand that it's not going to be perfect, that's where the money's at. That is how you hit your mark, and that is how you crush your goal, okay? Now, let's talk about why Emerald and the fun stuff, because there's some fun stuff on why you want to hit Emerald. Well, number one, it signifies the start of your team. And I talked to you about that earlier when I talked about Christina talking about her team and her team and her team. You really are going to start a team of lifers, I like to call them. To me, that's my goal in my Beachbody business. I don't look at people when I'm talking to them about Beachbody and say, well, I want this person to be a business builder. I want this person to be a business builder. I want this person to be, like, no, that's not how I do it. I look at everyone and I said, who can I get to understand what Beachbody could do for their lives, and how can I get them to become a lifer? And to me, the lifer is someone that lives a Beachbody life. They work out, push play 2 workouts, they drink Shakeology, they follow one of our awesome meal plans, they believe in personal development and constant growth, because they know that if they're not constantly growing, they're in a state of decay by default, and they're out there helping the next person, right? With zero expectation. They just have a heart of service. That's what I want to create. A tribe, an army, a team of those kinds of people. And then whoever sees the big picture and goes. And the beautiful part is that the opportunity is there for those people. But the start of your team is a really great thing. And I want you not to discount that, okay? Second, recognition gifts from Team Beachbody. So you can see on the bottom hand of the left-hand corner of this screen here, I'm showing you actually 2020 Success Club rewards, because those just got announced in January, and it's really exciting because every year they change. But if you hit Success Club, and you'll learn about that in a little while. Oh wait, I'm confusing the 2 things. Success Club and Emerald are 2 different things. Go, guys, scratch that. I was talking about recognition gifts for Emerald. I just tripped myself up. Emerald, you're gonna get a certificate in the mail, and you're gonna get a bracelet that solidifies your rank to Emerald. So that's also exciting. I forgot about that part. Okay, skip the bottom graphic that I added in last minute. No wonder it didn't make sense. Okay, next one. You earn an epic social media shout out, which is my favorite thing, because I just thrive off that stuff. I just thrive off of people seeing and knowing, and my team cheering me on, and just feeling like, okay, I've taken one step forward in my business. Now I'm ready for the next. And I think that's missing in real life, right? We talk about that all the time. Celebrating, recognizing people is missing, and you're going to get a lot of that as you grow your business. Emerald definitely being one that we're going to be screaming from rooftops. All right. Now, why Emerald? And now I want you guys to put your CEO hat on. Okay. Right now, I want you to put your business building hats on, like you're a business owner here. What are the X and O's, the reasons why you need to advance your business to Emerald as soon as possible? Okay. By the way, that's my little sister Veronica there. In this past July 2019, she just retired herself as a teacher, and she went full-time into the business. And I'll give you this other fun tidbit. She started her business 4 years after me. So we both are very hard-headed, clearly. But let's talk about why Emerald, the solid reasons why, business reasons why. Well, number one, I don't know if you guys know this, but Beachbody is the only multi-level marketing company out there, right? Network marketing company, that's what we are. The only one out there who all the leads that come in through outside, whether it's websites, social media, through radio ads, through infomercials, all those leads go into what we call a lead pool. And Beachbody does not keep those customers. Beachbody turns around and spits them back out into the coaching network, okay? But as coaches, the way that we prove that we are ready to take responsibility for these customers and help them through their journey is number one, Success Club, which I was talking about the last slide real quick. And if you haven't done your new Coach Academy training in Diesel Nation, do it ASAP because that's going to teach you about Success Club. But Success Club is one requirement, and the second one is being an Emerald coach. So if you want to get these guaranteed customers that are assigned to you through what we call the lead wheel, okay, you need to advance your business to Emerald. That is showing Beachbody that you've got skin in the game, that you're out there building a team and you're out there helping people. And that's a big, big deal because like I said, no other multi-level marketing companies do that. If they are able to bring in a customer through a funnel of social media or any other outlet outside of their network, they keep it for themselves, not Beachbody. All right, so that's a really big deal. So that's reason number one why Emerald as soon as possible is important. Number two, we call team volume bonuses. So remember how I talked about when I first became a coach, all I was thinking about was commission-based business, right? That's that first kind of tier, the first kind of way to earn. We all start there, right? We all start by getting out there and helping people get started, and we earn that commission-based business. But then as we start to build our team, you're going to see at first your income is 100% commission-based business until you start signing coaches. And little by little, you'll start to see this happen as you start to build your team. Because today for me, this is my team volume bonus, my residual income, my income that is not earned by just me, but me and my entire team. And down here is my commission-based business. That's the ratio right now for me. And that's a wonderful thing because it means that I'm not this factory of a person just sell, figure out how to get 50 people to buy this month so that I can make my income goals for the month. That's not what Beachbody is about. If you follow the Success Club program, it tells you 3 to 5 people. Set the goal to helping 3 to 5 people a month, and it will compound and help you reach your goals. Well, same thing with the team volume bonuses. As you say, so you're working on that as now your income starts to shift as you build a team of coaches, okay? Now, how do team volume bonuses work? Well, let's say this is you up top here, okay? Shakeology, for example, everything in Beachbody carries a point value, right? Shakeology, for example, is 90 points. Certain challenge packs are 150 points, 135 points. Everything carries a point value. Every time your legs, okay, you have custom coaches that are placed underneath. You start to build a team of coaches. Every time your legs hit the ratio of 200 to 100 points, okay? And I'm showing you here a diagram where 200 happens to be on the left leg and 100 happens to be on the right leg, okay? But it could be either or because everybody's organization is going to look different depending on where you're placed in the network. But every time you have that 200 to 100 ratio, you earn what's called a team volume bonus. This bonus amount depends on your paid rank. So for example, Emeralds, they cash out this bonus each time at $14. Rubies cash out at $16. Diamonds and above cash out at $18. Now you're probably looking at me like, whoop-de-doo, Monica, $14, $16, $18. Like, trust me, it compounds as you start to build. Here's why. Because it's not only the coaches that you bring into the business, but as you build, those coaches build and it builds underneath you. Your sponsor from above you starts placing below you as well, and it starts to build out. And before you know it, you're going to see, like I said, we all start commission-based business here, but it starts to go like this as everything starts to grow. And before you know it, you have the majority of your income coming in on team volume bonuses. Like I said, at Emerald, it comes in at $14, but when you up your game and you advance to Diamond, then you're bringing $18 a cycle, okay? So team volume bonuses is a big, big deal as an Emerald coach because until then, the volume means nothing. Until you advance to Emerald, you will not get these bonuses, no matter, even if people are placed underneath you by your sponsor or by other coaches beneath you that are also bringing in people. Here's another thing I forgot to mention. It's not only coaches that are placed underneath you, but those coaches, when they sell to customers, that volume also adds up and trickles up to you, okay? So it brings me to my third point on why Emerald is so important. Because you also earn what's called a carryover, and I like to call it a piggy bank, but it's just called carryover volume. I like to envision it like a piggy bank. Before becoming an Emerald, okay? Before becoming an Emerald, every week that volume accrues underneath you, it is getting washed away to zero because you're not yet an Emerald. So every week, you probably have something accrued, and you can't even look to see what it is because your reports won't even show it until you advance to Emerald. But once you advance, now all of a sudden, it's like you get this virtual piggy bank, and you'll see it in your back office. It's under My Business, and it'll say My Carryover. And you'll see week to week, kind of going back to this diagram here, okay? Week to week, whatever volume you do not cash out on gets saved in this piggy bank. It is not washed away. So going back to this diagram, do you see how this person earned one cycle? Because on the left leg, they have 90, 90, and 90. They have 3 people on Shakeology, for example, right? And on the right leg, they have 2 people on Shakeology. So the left leg has 270 points. The right leg has 180 points. The team cycle, remember, is 200 to 100. So we would take out 200 from the left leg, and we take out 100 from the right leg. In this model, you qualify for 1 bonus, and you see how there's still remaining 70 points and 80 points on the respective legs because we didn't use it, right? It didn't cash out because we only needed 200, we only needed 100. That volume gets saved in your piggy bank. Let's say you had 90 and 90 for that week. Does it just wash? No, it goes right back into your piggy bank until it accrues. And let's say the following week you get 90 and 90 again, and then you're able to cash something out. Does that make sense, guys? Actually, you need 3 90s, but you get what I mean. So by being an Emerald coach, it avoids the wash away of volume you have not cashed out yet in bonus. And it sits there for you until you're ready. Until you're ready. I have coaches that have come into the business. They've hit Emerald right away because they understood this, and they kind of just, let's just say they coasted for whatever reason. One day they look back and they look at their carryover piggy bank, and it's like they do the math and they've got a couple $100, $1,000 in there just sitting waiting to be cashed out until they build that opposite leg with the 100 volume that they need to get each, to cash out each bonus. So I know I oftentimes get scared with sharing that in depth on team cycle bonuses and carryover piggy bank, because I can get how it can be overwhelming when you don't have a set of numbers yet in your back office. But what I want you to walk away knowing is how imperative it is to get there so you can start to see your numbers. And as you start to see your numbers and with the customers that you begin to sign, and when you get your first coach underneath your belt, and your second coach underneath your belt, because you've got 2 as you're an Emerald, and then they start to, build a customer list and perhaps sign their first coaches, you will start to see numbers pop up. And then I promise you guys, because I remember being in your place, hearing all this and being like, wait, say it again. Wait, show me again. But it was once I had my numbers and I'm like, okay, I see. Selena just became a coach. She's here. And, and Veronica became a coach. She's here. And this is what happened. And this is why I see these numbers. And it all comes together and makes sense. So what I want you to walk away with now knowing is that it's important to get to that, to get on that island, right? That Emerald Island where you have all the abilities to start earning and seeing these things happen. All right, so what does it take to become an active and qualified Emerald coach? Well, number 1, you must maintain 50 PV or more. And I hope that is not a problem for anybody on this call, because if it is, it means you're not drinking your Shakeology, you don't have Shakeology coming in, which is 90, and that's probably the first problem we gotta fix, right? So most of us, if not all of us, are qualified as an Emerald coach on our terms, right? Now, it means also you have 2 active coaches. 1 must be on your left leg and 1 must be on your right leg. If you happen to sign 2 people and they're placed both in the left leg or both in the right leg, you will not advance. So it's very important to understand how to place people, how to advance place them. So you do this in advance of them signing up, right? So that when they come in, they go right into the spot that you've asked the system to place them in. And if you need help with that, it's in New Coach Training Academy, the Diesel Nation New Coach Training Academy. And once you've got those 2 coaches, then you are activated as an Emerald. We turn over every Thursday, okay? So let's just say you sign your 2 coaches by Sunday morning. you're not going to technically be an Emerald coach until Thursday, right? So it's not going to kick in until that following Thursday. That's when not only is it payday every Thursday in Beachbody World, but it's when we turn over ranks, okay? Make sense? And I can't see the chat just yet, but if you guys have questions as we go, drop them in the chat and I'll go back at the end to answer them. Now, real quick, let's talk about who those first people could be. Now let's put our, again, business owner hats on, CEO hats on, how we can crush this goal as soon as possible. Well, I want to help you run and think about people that you could help. First and foremost, anybody that you've been talking to about Beachbody, if you've already hit Success Club, if you've already gotten people started on a challenge pack or so on and so forth, that's the first set of people you want to go talk to because they're already doing the thing, right? And even if, guys, remember I told you my number one goal is to find a tribe of Beachbody lifers? Even if someone comes in as a coach simply to benefit from the discount, they still serve a big purpose in this. Do you see how? If you had two people that just wanted to save money on the discount, they're loving 6 weeks of the work, they're in it, they're ready to do the next program after that, they're looking at 10 rounds, they're gonna jump on the 10 rounds journey with everybody when it kicks off and it launches, you're going to want this person saving money, right? So you talk to them about the coaching discount program so that they become a coach. It fills a spot for you and they're happy because they're saving money, right? So that's the first set of people you want to talk to. You also want to look at your family and friends, right? We call them the warm market of people that already know you, love you, trust you, that you talk to and you say, I'm doing this thing, right? And you know your people. There's some people that I would talk to when I first started my business and say, look, I just started a business. I'm doing this. What do you think? Can you help me out? You want to get started? You're looking to lose some weight? Maybe I can help you out. And I would talk to them on that level. And then there were other people that I just talked to about fitness because they were my fitness friends and say, hey, I just joined this new thing. I'm doing this new program. It's from home. We can get together, once a week and do it together. And like, that is how I started. So depending on the people in my life, who they were, I had to talk conversations about them, whether on the fitness end or on the business end. But I got, right off the bat, I got my first coaches signed up, okay? Now, I will tell you, my first coaches were my mom and one of my good friends that did everything fitness with me. Like, we used to do, like, spinning together. We used to go to the gym together. We used to go bike riding together. Like, we used to do it all together. So organically, she was the first person I talked to. She became a coach on my team, and that's how I advanced to Emerald. But remember I told you I was going to teach you guys learning curves, mistakes that I made early on. Early on, I did not understand or realize the benefit of signing my husband, getting him set up early on, right, and starting his business. And so I want to share with you guys tonight as well, because I want you to understand how important it is that if you are seriously serious about building your business, this is something you want to think about now, not later, okay? For me, my husband's name is Johan. And I signed him about 5 levels deep in my business. And the reason is because, like I said, at that time, my mom signed up. She loved Shakeology. She saw the ingredients and she decided she wanted to give it a shot. And I signed him one of my good friends, my fitness friends. From there, I just kept doing the thing, right? Just talking to people and organically signing customers and so on and so forth. And then when I was trying to reach the rank of diamond, right, which requires you to have 8 coaches, I needed 1 more. And that's when my husband was like, you know what? I'm loving this Shakeology, because at that time at first he was like, Shakeology, I'm not going to drink that. That's for you. And then he started stealing it. And then we ended up getting a second bag for him. And getting also, like, back then we didn't have the amazing Energize that we have now. We had some other pre-workout that wasn't that great. But we used to order that as well underneath my husband, and he started getting more involved. And we opened up his business center, even though we didn't have the intentions of building his business right at the top. But in my eyes, as a business owner, I needed to hit the next rank to take my business to the next level. And we knew eventually we would turn around and build him, because we already knew that we were going to go all the way with this business. And then I signed Johan, about 5 levels deep. Well, here's what happens when that happens. You see all those people in between of when, by the time I finally signed him there on the bottom, all that became lost volume that today, all that volume that's produced in that gap is missed out by my husband's business center. Had I signed him up in the very beginning, right, as one of my first coaches, then everything that I built underneath him after that would always accrue up to him. It would always trickle up. Continually trickle up. Today, even though, you know, I used to cry about the fact that I lost all that volume up there, but today we built a significant network and organization where in my husband's business account, he caps rank and earns in there without having to actually put any business in there. We put our business in other business centers that make sense. And right now, because he is an Emerald and above, and I obviously placed him where I placed him, we earn that business account without having to put actual customers in there, which is a really beautiful thing. So you'll learn to do all those things as you grow into this business. But what I want you to know right now, walk away knowing right now, is how important it is to get that either your spouse or maybe your mom like me, because my mom now, by the way, is a 6-star Diamond Lifetime coach in this business. And from someone that just wanted to try Shakeology, ended up going full force into everything, doing workouts. She's like one of the most amazing 55-year-olds you're ever gonna see. And she does benefit from that top spot. But if you are really gonna go into this seriously, that is something you wanna think about and get placed in there. When I talk to my team about it, I always tell them to hold off on signing their spouse or their mother or whoever it is that's going to take that top spot, that lucrative top spots, until you have one other one filled. So then you come in and you fill the second one and bam, you're an Emerald. See how that can literally happen in one day? Like, it really is. It's 2 people that get started as a coach, whether they actually had the intentions to build a business or just want to benefit from the discount. Either works because they both fill a spot. And then you advance to Emerald, and it opens, like I said, all the doors to the things that we talked about tonight. So, hope you guys walk away understanding how important it is to take this next step and to make the decision to crush the Emerald goal. So I want to leave you guys with homework before I let you go. Number 1, I want you to make an immediate list of 5 possible people that can be the first coaches on your team. 5. Maybe there are 5 people that you've already talked about this. Maybe there are 5 people that have no idea that you're thinking about them right now. But I want you to make a solid list of 5 people. Okay? Because we only need 2. We're going to go for 5. Then I want you to next post it in your team page and tag your coach. You need to declare that shit. Declare it. Declare it. Make the decision tonight with me that you're going to be the next Emerald coach and get the wheels in motion. I'm telling you, I've been where you're at before. I remember feeling overwhelmed, overloaded, like, can I do this? Can I, and seeing other people and saying, but could it be me? And I just want to challenge you tonight and say, why not me? Because that's the question I asked myself that changed it all. I was like, why not me? I can do this too. It's there for the taking, right? And what the beautiful part about Beachbody is that your success means my success means the next person's success. Like, there is a plethora of success out there for all of us, there for the taking. So I ask you, why not you? All right, guys, let me check out the chat before I let you go. If you have any questions, drop it in there. Let me see, where's my chat? Okay, how do you put clients, challengers under your husband's account if it's not him technically working the business? So when I advanced my husband to Emerald, we're both constantly working the business. Like, I may be the face of the business. I'm the one that runs the business, but my husband's always out there talking to people, and he'll come home and slide me an email, text message, or come home and slide me a business card and say, hey, contact this person, they're thinking about Shakeology. Hey, contact this person, they want to, know more about 6 weeks of work. Like, we both work this business. So when it came to finally putting customers and coaches underneath him, they know that they're getting Monica and Johan, and we're a team in this business. So, but what I'm talking about tonight, when signing your spouse and getting that, think of it like real estate. You're securing that real estate, that top spot, and understanding that you don't have to start building it now. You don't have to start putting challengers or customers or coaches in there just yet. It can be for later when you need to, but it's securing that piece of real estate. Think of it like that, okay? I hope that makes sense. How about if you're single, who do you put in your weak leg then? That's why I said, look at your life right now. Who you have in your life that's someone that's of trustworthy, that you could give them that top spot, the lucrative spot, to then later on build on. I mean, it's up to you to think about that. For me, it was also my mom. My mom ended up working this business full force, and she took another one of those top spots. Anybody else? Any other questions? All right, drop for me in the chat. Who is going to advance to Emerald? by this Thursday. Today's Tuesday. You got a whole 24 hours. We talked about it. It can be done in one day. Who is going to advance their business to emeralds? Selena, I believe you. You're halfway there, 50% there. BJ, let's go. Ana Maria. You guys, the fact that you're with me tonight tells me you're ready. You want this. You see this. So let's run. Let's run. All right, guys. Kristen, Miani, you're 50% there, girl. Let's go. All right, guys. If any questions come up or anything that we talked about tonight, I'll post the recording. You can drop your questions below, and me or one of the leaders on our team will help answer them. Let's rock and roll. Thank you, guys.